Good evening, everyone.
Howdo!
That's all I've got to say on the matter. Yeah. So, yeah. We've been here before twice, and here we go again. Anyway, the theme of today's live stream is hi Tracy, how are you? Yeah, I don't like Mondays, do you?
Don't like any day of week now.
Especially when first person you see is Piers Morgan on Good Morning Britain.
Oh God.
That's enough to put anybody off not liking Mondays. So can't stand the man. Sorry, Piers, but somebody's got to say it.
It says one washing. That me and Tracy's talking.
Yeah. So anyway, as if the day couldn't get any worse, but it just did.
Yep.
So at least.
Well, I can see that whiskey coming out tonight. Not as if I can go anywhere, is it?
Well, no, but you can go and exercise.
No,
So
I'm gonna fly mini round the state.
So yes, I've been buying off Amazon again, Tracy, and I'll show you what I've bought, and it's baking related. And if you're wondering why I've got the glove on, no, I'm not doing a Michael Jackson impersonation. These are the gloves that Chris bought me for my arthritis. Now, my left hand, only thing good about Monday, it's paydays. No, I'm not on about Hoover bags. Yes, I have ordered some, because we've got one of these Henry's, Newmark, whatever you want to call them, and we were down to his last Hoover bag. Now, I'll just explain a bit about the Hoover bags. They're not paper Hoover bags. They're like a cotton material. So yeah, I were going to say that I were doing a Michael Jackson impression, but I thought, no, better, I better, explain why I've just got the one glove on. These are the arthritis gloves that Chris has bought me. Now, my left hand is the worst, and I don't know whether you've noticed, for months now, I've not been wearing my wedding ring or engagement ring, is because my hand's swelling up. So I've been trying to wear them as much as possible. They're a bit like compression socks, but for your hands, obviously. So yeah, so I'm trying to wear them as it's been a little bit more comfy, Tracy. I get a lot of pain right in the base of my thumb, and that's where most of the arthritis is. Now, because they're a bit like a compression sock. I am Jad.
Oh, karate.
So,
sorry, mate. Only problem is it'll be a bit cold by the time it gets to you.
Yeah, hi Kate, how are you? So yeah, I wanted to make a joke that I were doing a Michael Jackson impression, but obviously under the circumstances, I don't think a joke's very appropriate. Now, I'm going to show you what I bought off of Amazon in the baking direction, and I'm going to see if you know what they are. So yeah, and yeah, I think we're all in that same boat, Amjad. Hence the reason why I put today's title. I don't like Mondays, but so yeah. This is what I've bought. Now there's a set of I don't know about, is this 10 or 12? I can't remember.
What?
These. Anyway, so it is helping a little bit, Kate. I've had it on most of today. So yeah, so these is what I've bought. And I've also got a recipe in mind for what I'm going to make with them. So yeah, does anybody know what they are? All I'm here just doing shopping. It's getting booked up quick. Well, I've got mine booked. I always book mine like fortnight in advance, my lady. So I've got one booked for, is it 14th? Something like that. Anyway. So yeah, does anybody know what they are? No, they're not magician's cups. So Johnny says he don't like any word with daying. So yeah, John, hi Johnny. So yeah, I'm just showing people this is a purchase that I've had off Amazon. Does anybody know what they are? And yeah, well, there's a couple of names for them, Tracy. Either dariole molds or pudding cups. Now, for quite a while now, I've wanted to do a recipe. Your brain's fried, Johnny. Put it this way, it's a good job we've got a Signet Hospital just down the road. So yeah, so no, they're not souffle tins. They're called either dariole molds or pudding molds. And I've printed a recipe off, and I'm going to be making in the next few weeks, and hence the reason why I've ordered the dariole molds, pudding molds, whatever. Can anybody remember English Madeleines? So that hence the reason why I've bought them. I've been wanting to make them. The sole purpose of me getting them, Tracy, is I wanted to do English Madeleines, which are sponge rolled in coconut with cherry on top. So yeah, so but there's a lot of different uses for them. You can do like individual sponge puddings or souffle tins, to be posh. Not really, because you do souffles in a bit bigger thing. So yeah, so they were. Hi Adrian, how are you? Happy New Year to you.
Oh, hello, Adrian, lad.
So yeah, so I have actually downloaded an English Madeleine recipe. So it'll be something that I'll be doing in the next few weeks. And basically, it's a sponge. Then you coat it in jam, and then you roll it in coconut, basically. So I have printed off a recipe for it from the Great British Bake Off. So that'll be coming in the next few weeks. So yeah, one good thing about today's new. Hiya, Steve. What did I haven't done anything to my hand. These are the gloves that Chris has bought me for my arthritis, Steve. Now, I do have a lot of trouble with. I mean, if I were to take the glove off and compare hands, this one swells up a lot more than this one does. So, I haven't actually done anything. It's some gloves that Chris has bought me to help with my arthritis in my hand. So they're a bit like a compression sock, but they're in like glove form, if that makes sense. It's basically to help with the pain and everything with my arthritis. I was going to tell everybody that I was doing a Michael Jackson impression, but you know, under the circumstances. So yeah, it's just helped with my circulation, helped with the pain in my hand. But you see, my left hand's a lot worse than what my right hand is. If I were to show you, you know, compare hands, that one's a lot more inflamed than this one is. What can you do about it? You can't.
3 months.
Yeah, it's all right. The estimated time of arrival for his new battery for his drone said Wednesday, 30th of August, obviously day before New Year's Eve. So I'd not had any communication at all. So he says, we're having it delivered to a shop, because you can, if you do click and collect, or, you know, you pay for it and then I've collected it from somewhere, it's free. Now, if we'd had it sent directly to us, it would have cost postage and packing, but it's this way. Anyway, so I says to him, why don't you go to Players just to make sure that it hasn't been delivered? So anyway, he went, and he says normally what they'll do is, once it arrives at that destination, they just scan it, and then eBay will send me a message. How many batteries do you have? Steve wants to know. So I've been proper itching and my skin burning to the touch, dry skin too. But you see, when I have this, well, when I say when I have this problem with my back, I've to put my hand on my back now, Kate, it feels like it's on fire. And Chris will tell you, hiya, Bella.
Hello, Bella.
I don't like Bob Geldof either. Adrian says he's painting his games room. And no, I'm not doing an impression of Michael Jackson. These are the gloves that Chris has bought me to help me with my arthritis. So so yeah, you know, it's I mean, really, you know, I should have changed the title of it, but, you know, here we go again, you know, same old, same old. I thought it was a boxing glove. No, it's a bit like, you can get like these compression socks that help you with your circulation and everything. And basically it's on the same principle, but Bella and everybody knows that my left hand does really swell up really badly. So Chris saw these, and it's actually there's 2 pair. So, but mainly I only need the left one, you know. Oh, Jeanette don't do boxing gloves, she does bare knuckle fighting. You know it. But I think we all feel same, Adrian. You know, I mean, I was talking to my lady earlier on, and I says, you know, we're talking, you know, vaccine and whatnot. We were talking about everything. And I says, have they got a vaccine for, you know, for going round twist, you know, for going nuts? You know what I mean? But I think we're all in the same boat. I haven't been out for months, you know. How Pixie speak with forked tongue. Yeah, I think you know, I think we're all in the same boat. So you know, I think we're all in the same boat. I think, you know, we're all in the same boat. You know, I'm going nuts, you know, I'm climbing walls, my depression suffering badly, you know what I mean? And, you know, so, Wakey says to stop your left hand from swelling up, Jeanette. Stop slapping Pixie with it. Hey, I'm right-handed, Wakey, and that one's perfectly all right. So, you know, do mass. But you see, this is the thing. I mean, that's who I mean, Kate's saying it's Jack's last year. Is in, you know, no exams. They're suspending all exams. That's who I feel sorry for. You know, because they don't know where they stand. Steve says, has he been a nut bag most of my life? But yeah, you know what I mean? It's okay, like for Callum, because the course he's on, it can do it remotely, which you know, I'm glad anyway. But all schools, all universities, all colleges, everything, that's it now. You know, all closed. So and this is what I had, Richard. This is what gets me so angry. And sorry, Joy, but you know, Joy feels bad done to that they're closing gyms down. You know, that's least of your worries, Joy. You know, I know you've got to go to work and everything, but you've got to keep your family safe. You know, that'd be the last thing on my agenda, would be going to the gym. You know, you know, it's you know, is it really important? Yeah, I know it's important to some people, but your health's more important, your family's more important than going to the gym. At least we can still fly our minis from the garden. But yeah, you know, it's like everything else, Adrian. You know, we usually go on holiday every single year. You know, we've got big plans for last year. You know, we were going to go with Bella and Baz and maybe Ian and Sophie. That all sort of, you know. Oh dear. But you see, you'll have to do what I do, Bella, and like try and book it a fortnight in advance. Oh, Adrian's learned how to make pasties. But you know what I mean? It's like everybody, and I mean everybody, it's, you've got to do what's right for yourself. You know what I mean? You've got to do. I'm glad Callum ain't got to go to college. You know what I mean? There's been a big, what's it about notifications, Ian? Hey, get this. I know it's sort of going off. I know it's going off par a bit. I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, I checked my YouTube channel.
Ian.
It's been in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen it, Ian. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, but the good thing about it, Ian, is on a better note, if they stop football again, there'll be no relegation or nothing. So it means like they were facing relegation, so they're not relegated. So that's.
I want us to get relegated.
Eh?
I want us to get relegated.
So yeah.
I actually thought it were quite funny as well.
Watch it here and he'll bar you. But yeah, so this is the funny thing. I was checking my YouTube, I think it were yesterday, and I'd lost like 6 subs and I'd gone down to 1,498, right? I'll have a coffee then while you're getting yourself a whiskey. So so anyway, gets up this morning and the 6 that I'd lost had suddenly come back again. So I
lose one game, lose one game, game 2, lose 5.
So yeah, so you know, work that one out. The 6 that I'd lost yesterday, all of a sudden came back. Keep telling you, send that, Jeanette. What? So yeah, so you know, work that one out, you know. But yeah, it's been it's been messed up for a long while. Nobody's getting any notifications. I've been lost 6 yesterday and gained 6 back. I don't know. So yeah, so if you're wondering, Ian, I'm not doing a Michael Jackson impression. There's some gloves that Chris has bought me for my arthritis. So, if you're wondering why I just got the one glove on. So basically, they're saying that they're going to review it, I think about 17th or 18th of January, but it's looking like it could be after February half term. Yeah, I think they've been messing about for a while now, Wakey. It's just, what the heck are you playing at? They take 6 off you, and then all of a sudden they give 6 back. So I will wear away before they took 6 off me. So who's arthritis? But yeah, I heard that as well. Apparently, this variant is 70% more infectious than the first one. Is he related to arthritis? No. I think they're doing it to everybody, Adrian. But it's like they take views off you, they game you back, and then you know what I mean. It's folks don't know whether they're coming or going. So yeah. I mean, what Ian's saying is he sort of let us in on this beforehand, but nobody said anything because it compromises his job, basically. He's sciaticas, mate, Wakey. Good one, Bella. Say, Bella said he's sciaticas, mate, Wakey. But yeah. But such as me and Bella, Kate, it's not going to make any difference because we never leave us anyway. You know what I mean? It says you can leave us for hospital appointments. You can only meet one other person from a different household. Is he related to Ronnie? But I've been saying for weeks now, Ian, this should have happened as soon as they knew about this new variant. You know what I mean? I'm
Oh yeah. And get ready for bog roll shortages again.
Yeah. Well, this is a good one. I'm going to tell you something now. Chris had got to go to Asda, our local Asda, for some potatoes yesterday. Anyway, he goes in. He says there were no social distance. He says they were packed in like sardines. He says, I just turned round and come out. And he went somewhere else. Okie dokie then, Ian, thanks for popping in. So he says there were no social distancing. He says they were packed in like sardines. He says,
see you later, Ian.
I weren't having that. So he went somewhere else. I think he went to Premier Shop.
Co-op.
Oh, Co-op, that's it. So yeah, you know, and so much for security guards, marshals, or whatever you want to call them, being outdoors and operating a traffic system, same as Chris says. What's up? Where it's stuck on green or something? You know what I mean? With traffic light system broke, he says, because they were packed in like sardines. They were not social distancing. They were queuing. You know, they weren't sort of social distancing at tills either. So basically, he says, I just turn around and come back out. Same as he says, at the end of the day, he's got myself and Callum to consider. And I weren't putting anybody at risk just for the sake of going in and buying some potatoes. So basically, you know, he turned around and come back. I mean, Co-ops, we've got a Co-op pretty close, you know what I mean? So he says, you know, there's other shops I can go to. He says, I weren't putting anybody at risk. He says, going in, he says it was like a madhouse.
It were crazy. I thought it was Christmas Day. Sorry, that's my elbow.
So yeah, Chris had said, you know, he says, well, I'll tell you what he said. He says, you know, social distance in my arse, and that's pretty well. That was mildly, yeah, that was a polite version. So yeah, he says it were absolutely rammed.
He ain't gone now then.
He's got me up at 5, he says.
Before you go, Ian, I take it your job's still okay then. We was going into lockdown.
Yeah, he did. So this one should be able to pull plenty of bog roll. But yeah,
yeah, what the hell?
What we're looking at now.
What the hell? 340 quid, no, 399 pounds. RC car, Jesus, where?
Apparently, it's starting now, Bella, but it's not actually law till tomorrow. But from what I can gather, but it did say effective immediately.
Midnight tonight it starts.
Yeah, but it said that basically if you find flaunting the rules, they can't actually prosecute you. It's not actually law till tomorrow. So
right, I'm gonna fly my drone then. I'll see you later.
So yeah.
Jesus Christ, that goes faster than my car. 70 miles an hour.
So yeah, it's on a bit lighter now. Apparently, we're gonna have another Beast from the East.
Beast from the East. Naked snowman videos coming from Pixie.
So yeah. Oh God.
But it's Jeanette that's doing them.
Yeah, you must be jesting. So yes, I had a notification come today that we're in for another Beast from the East. So yeah.
I've heard that one before, Jonathan. That's old.
But you know, so it is what it is.
It is what
You
it
know,
is.
we're in lockdown as well, and we're getting as nuts frozen by a beast from the east. You can still fly, just say you're out for exercise. But it did say that you can go out and exercise as much as you want, really. Oh, I've got itchy nose. So, but yeah. But just don't forget, Richard, to put your battery down your pants or in your pocket. So, because I were messing about with Chris the other day. And I said, he were on about, Joe don't like this cold weather and blah, blah, blah. And I says, well, you'll have to stuff your battery down your pants. I says, or at least put it in your pocket. Oh, and he's got his gloves as well, heated ones. So, where's your gloves?
Huh?
Where's your gloves?
The heated ones?
Yeah. So yeah, so he bought me these like gloves for my arthritis. So I bought him, you know, like when he's flying his drone, I bought him some like heated gloves.
My hands will not get cold.
So yeah, these are his heated gloves, and basically there's a thing, and you plug it into each glove, plug it into a USB port, and there's like a pad inside. So hi Vanessa, how are you?
Hello Vanessa, that's Pixie's hand.
So yeah, so basically the fingerless, which is ideal for him when he's flying his drone, but when he's not, there's like a thing that comes over the fingerless bit. That's good, Wakey. By the time this lockdown is over, Baz will be buried in the garden. So yeah, so the idea is it goes into like a central, there's two things that plug into these things here, and that goes to a USB thing. So the idea is you plug it into a USB socket and warm them up before you actually go out.
Or while you're out as well, you get one of these big power banks.
Yeah.
Just plug your USB into there and boom, you have them all time.
Plus, you can use an in-car charger as well.
Yeah.
So they're all right for when he goes droning. When I say when.
I'll be able to go out droning with me mini.
So worry. Yeah, the fact that the fingerless, but once he's done his droning and he's walking back to the car, and if it's especially cold, he can put the mitten bit over his fingers. They were off Amazon, Bella. They were off Amazon because Chris had told me he'd ordered me these, and they're a bit like a compression sock, but obviously they're in a glove. 10 gurses. Gurses. So yeah, so they basically, the ideal for Chris in this, like, just put, well, he can, if it's classed as exercise, Bella, he can go to the park, etc. But they've got an heat pad inside, and the thing is, you charge them up. I park there. The thing is, you charge them up before you go, and that heat pad stores that heat. But Chris has got like a power bank. So, same as he says, if it's particularly on cold side and they start sort of losing the heat, just plug them in his power bank and it recharges them, if that makes sense. So yeah, they were off Amazon. What did I put in?
What?
Heated gloves.
Just put in heated fingerless gloves, and there'll be a load that come up.
So yeah, so it's no good asking him because it were me that ordered them. So
Yeah, but I'll be looking, Anna.
So yeah,
I clicked on them by mistake.
I can send it to you, Bella, because it were me that ordered them.
Well, she wanted some.
She says send me link. So
so I put heating on again. Didn't it?
Oh. My lady's done a shopping. She says she can eat next week.
Just gonna starve this week, have you?
Yeah. So let me just find it, Bella, and I'll send it to you. So yeah, it was me that ordered them. So will I be getting an email from Jeff? I've no idea. I'm just finding Bella that is that what the bolt through his neck is, positive and negative terminals. I'm just getting the link for the gloves.
She will be back with you momentarily.
Yeah, I'm
Please
just gonna
hold the line.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll be getting an email saying thank you for buying your shares in Amazon. Yeah. So while I'm at it, does anyone else want the link while I'm at it?
Didn't Adrian want it?
I'm glad because I did mine at the weekend, my lady, and I booked that for 14th. But yeah, at me and all, Bella. He's on about he's the owner of Amazon.
Oh.
Vanessa's wanted to know.
Bezo Pickering.
Oh, Angela wants what the link to these
Gloves,
heated mittens, yeah.
Be right back to our shop. That's Wakey.
Off to shop.
Off to shop.
So yeah, so I'll leave it open anyway, and if anybody else, I use them gloves in bed. We don't want to know your nocturnal activities, Adrian.
We're not on about marigolds now, you know.
But yeah, Chris got me two. Well, they come in a pack of two anyway, and I says, well, mainly it's my left hand that gives me the jip. So basically, it's been helping. It saves gas.
Caramel vanilla latte.
Oh,
Oh, that was a drink.
I bet that smells nice. Amjad.
Is it snowing yet?
Partner says Jeanette will marry Jeff, bump him off, claim all his billions, and become the richest woman in Yorkshire. I think I'd be staying around Yorkshire if I got billions in bank.
Seychelles, I'll tell you.
I've got you all a bar of chocolate. I'll save it for you, I bet.
It'll be melted by the time we get here, my lady.
But yeah, you know, it's You see, because we're on universal credit, it's called Home Warm summer anyway. So you apply for it in September. You can only apply for it in September, and it's like, is it 140 or 150 pound? And we always have ours on electric. Now Bella has hers done on gas. But I got candy cane candle wax. Oh, so yeah. So I mean, it should just come in handy about now with this beast, you know. Sorry, beast from the east. Can you wait just a couple of weeks while we get us £140? And they don't know how to light it. Yeah, and you have to be registered disabled to get it. But there's not a lot of people know about it. I mean, I didn't even know about it until Bella. Till Bella told me about it, and since Bella told me, I think this is about, is it second or third year, Bella? But it's like a big chunk of money that you otherwise wouldn't have had. But it obviously, you've got to have it either on your gas or your electric. So we always use a lot more electric than we do gas. Is it third? I couldn't remember, Bella. I couldn't remember whether it was second or third year. So, but it does come in handy, like for such as us that's on universal credit. We ain't got a lot of money to spare, and it eases burden a little bit. So, I mean, as look at it as well, while I think about it, Callum were working online today anyway. So, I mean, it'd be off tomorrow. Then he'd be online Wednesday to do his English and maths. I think that'll probably still not change. But instead of sort of going into college on Thursday, he'll probably be doing it remotely again, or from now on. So, have you heard anything, Amjad? Are you still got to go to college? But it did say all colleges, all universities and all secondary schools were. That's one thing that Chris hates, Adrian. He hates wallpaper, and he can paint for England, but it's
painting, yeah, wallpaper, no chance.
Yeah, but you know, he can paint till his art's content, but that's one thing that he doesn't like is wallpapering. So, oh, Tracy says back and just settle keener on the sofa. Exactly, Bella. I says to Chris, I says, well, at least he's at home. I know he's not in any danger. And, you know, at least, you know, Chris is the only one, you know, that can go to the shop or whatever, but he knows not to take risks. Like I said, when he went into Asda yesterday, he says, I weren't having none of that. So basically, he just turned around and, you know, that rate come back out and he went to Co-op instead. But this is the thing, you know, I don't think basically they banked on this new variant and it being more you know, widespread than you know, than what it is. And apparently it's 70% more transmittable than the first one. So, you know, we've all got to be thankful for small mercies, you know what I mean? And while I think about it, Amjad, your friend Nicola, I saw a post on Facebook. Her and her daughter have both got COVID. So I sent her a message saying, you know, speedy recovery and all this, that and other. And she was chuffed to bits that I'd reached out to her. And, you know, I don't, you know. So, you know, I hate anybody that I know going through it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I did message her, and you know, I wished her a speedy recovery and how was she feeling, etc. So, but you know, it's sort of it puts you between a rock and a hard place, because you don't want anybody, like, I know Kate was saying, Jack's, it's like a crucial year, but I'd sooner my family and friends be safe and know that they're safe than, you know, I can't sort of put into words what I'm trying to say, you know, rather than risking Kate's health because she is shielding. Okie dokie then. See you later, Adrian. I'd soon everybody be safe and know everybody's safe than, you know, because I do like lay awake at night, worrying for everybody's safety. You know what I mean? Myself's going through health issues. Bella's going through health issues. My lady's going through health issues. Kate's going through health issues. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I'd sooner everybody be safe and well, you know. But I do. That's nature of who I am. You know. I do worry about people. You know what I mean? And you know, I sort of wrestled with the idea of sort of making today's live stream about mental health issues, etc., because I know from my own experience, I've been going through rough patches lately where I've not wanted to get out of bed, but I can't sleep. You know, and I can resonate with people that are in the same boat as me. You know, you're worrying about your family, you're worrying about your friends, etc., etc. And funny thing is, I had ever such a weird dream last night, and I don't know whether it was sort of, it were how can I put it? Like things to come. You know, we were all made to live in bubbles, you know what I mean? And his only way of communicating with outside was that, you know, this little screen on the wall, and you know, everybody were delivering food, and it's got to be all like sanitized and you know, desanitized, you know. And I don't know whether it were like a thought in back of my mind, you know what I mean? I were all, yeah, and basically it sort of got my mind working. I'm thinking, now how many people are sort of worrying that much that they're having these sort of dreams and it's affecting the mental health, you know what I mean? And, you know, I did sort of think about, you know, should I do, you know, let's talk about, you know, the you know, the title of the live stream were, you know, let's talk about, you know, anxiety, depression and stress, you know what I mean? So it's something that I've been thinking about, and I thought, well, I'm not just going to sit here waffling on about myself the way I've been feeling. I'd want other people to come on and say, well, look, you know, this is how I've been feeling. You know what I mean? This is how it's affected me. And But yeah, you know what I mean. I think so. Bella's on board and Milady's on board. Now, for anybody that don't know, Milady's name is Angela, by the way. So you know, it's just people coming on panel and talking about how they feel and how certain things has affected them. I know it's affected me. It's affected me greatly. You know what I mean? You know, we've had Callum going through severe anxiety, so I know how that feels. I suffer from depression. Yeah, exactly, Bella. You know what I mean? I mean, even if we weren't in a pandemic, there's still people out there that are suffering from mental health issues, you know, depression, anxiety, stress. But this has only amplified it, you know, 100%. You know what I mean? It's not same as you said. It's not something that you can brush under the carpet. It's got to be talked about. Yeah, and Tracy's willing to come up. Well, I might actually do it. I mean, if you're around Wednesday, should we talk about it on Wednesday? I mean, I could put the title let's talk about, and then put sort of anxiety, stress, and, you know, depression. But you know, I've witnessed firsthand with Callum with his anxiety how it's affected him. It's all right, Kate. I were just saying, I were thinking of doing like a let's talk about it, a live stream dedicated only to like anxiety, stress, depression. Bella says she'd come up. Yeah, Bella, Milady, Kate, Tracy. You know, it's, you know, I only know how it affects me. Now it don't affect people in the same way. You know, talking about you know, what we've had to go through with Callum as regards his anxiety. Yeah. Ladies' night. But it's not just something that ladies suffer with. Men, you know. Well, I was thinking maybe Wednesday or Friday. I don't know. Whichever's best for you guys. But the thing is, Bella, yeah, I noticed it's all women, because us women talk about it more openly than what men do. You know what I mean? To men, men see it as a sign of failure if they admit to suffering with depression or anxiety. You know what I mean? I can say firsthand, because I've witnessed Callum with severe anxiety, you know what I mean? And it only takes one little thing to set it off. But touch wood, you see, the only thing that Callum's worried about now is the pandemic. That's the only thing that's been on his mind. And, you know, what if I get COVID, and would I have to isolate? Would I have to stay in my bedroom 24/7 and not be able to come down? Hiya, Gordo, how are you? But, you know, there's not many men like to talk about mental health issues, you know what I mean? Because it's, how can I put it? It goes against the grain of being a man, if you know what I mean. Yeah, exactly, Bella. You know what I mean? It goes against the grain for men to be open about mental health issues, because same as you said, they like to think that they're the strong one, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't have any problem admitting to people that I suffered with depression and I take antidepressants. Now, this whole pandemic thing has made it 10 times worse. You know, Chris will tell you, I can sort of stay awake all night and then, you know, I'm asleep. I don't get up while lunch. Okie dokie then, Amjad. Thank you for coming in. Take care, and you know, I'm always here if you want to talk to me. If you're feeling low, if you're feeling down, don't hesitate to message me. You know, it's you know, I'm worrying about myself. I'm worrying about Bella. I'm worrying about Angela. I'm worrying about Kate. I'm worrying about Callum. You know what I mean? And it's sort of, how can I put it? I don't like to impose myself on anybody. And I think, I know sort of Bella's been going through a bad time. And I think to myself, should I just let her be? Or, you know, I don't like sort of what I call imposing myself, because I know how I feel. You know, if you get what I'm saying, Bella, I know how I'm feeling, so I don't want to impose myself on anybody that's feeling the same way. And I think Kate, I mean, she's saying I worry about you. I think everybody's saying we each worrying about each other. And I'm thinking, nah, should I ring Bella? Oh, it might be wrong time. You know, I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? I know how I'm feeling. So how must they be feeling? And they're thinking, you know, a lot of time I don't want to talk to people. You know what I mean? And Chris will tell you, well, I know that, Bella, but it's just how I feel. You know what I mean? And Chris will tell you, he knows when I'm down.
We should never impose yourself on me, silly cow.
Sorry. Chris knows when I'm down because I go very quiet. And he'll say, "You're not yourself today." I says, "Well, what gives you that impression?" He'll say, because you're not saying a deal. You're very quiet. Sorry about this. Pull yourself together. So yeah. I often wish I could go to bed and get up of a morning, and this will all be a distant memory. But I think, you know, same as Kate says, we've each got an understanding of how each other feels. Hiya, Kevin. It's all right, I'm having a little bit of a weepy moment. You know, and it's like has a knock-on effect. You know, I worry about Angela, I worry about Bella, I worry about Kate, and I know, you know, and Tracy, and I know they worry about me. Nothing tonight, Kevin. It's and is that supposed to cheer me up that you're dancing naked in the street? But this is what I'm saying, Steve. I want to do a I want to do a live stream solely about mental health issues. You know what I mean? Exactly, Kate. She says I could be WhatsApp watching Postman Pat with Harry, and then straight away I find myself crying. I can't explain it. It's just so many things. It is. You've got. It's like, oh God, Gordo's at it now. We've had more lockdowns than Sheffield United has points. Yeah, Ian's already come up with that one, Gordo. But it's like it's I'm saying, you know what I mean? I'm saying I could be watching something. It's like I was watching Casualty Saturday night. You know what I mean? And slightest little thing sets me off. You know what I mean? And it could be slightest little thing. And it's like, I often wished I could go to bed at night and I could flick a switch and switch my thoughts off, but I can't. You know what I mean? You know, when but this is the thing. You know, the difference between Chris and myself is he gets into bed 2 minutes later and he's snoring for England. And I could lay there an hour and not shut my eyes, you know what I mean? Because things is going over and over in my mind as, you know, it could be anything. You know what I mean? It's, and if you weren't aware, Kevin, the UK is now in another national lockdown. So I just thought I'd get that out of the way.
Miss Chicks in.
I miss chicks. But the thing is, Steve, that's what I do. And I sort of just wanted to quote it. I'm laughing on outside, but I'm crying on inside. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that's sort of a quote that I don't know where it came from, but I thought, you know, I'm laughing on outside, but inside I'm crying. You know what I mean? And it's like Kate said, you know, it could be something irrelevant to, you know, and you just sit there and it's your mind starts to wander. You know, your mind starts to wander, and then you think of something, and then, you know, there you go. You know, you start crying again, and that's mental health issues for you. You know what I mean? You find 1 minute, and then it just sort of takes some little thing. But the thing is, Kate, I mean, it's funny you should say that. But the thing is, I lay last night wide awake, and I'm thinking, well, Callum's 18 now. This is crazy, you know. I mean, he's only 18 now. I'm thinking, sort of, I should start off by sort of explaining where this has all come from. Yeah, that's one of my favourites, Bella. I'm a black belt at wearing a mask. I think we all have to be, don't we? You know what I mean? Right. So not a lot of you are aware that I've got 3 children with my ex-husband, right? And about, I'm going to say about 4 or 5 months ago, the youngest of my 3 children got in contact with me. Now, I haven't had any contact with them for 17 years, right? Because of my ex, right? So anyway, my youngest of my 3 children got in contact with me. Now, I've said this to Bella many times, if it hadn't been for this pandemic, because he's got 3 children. 2 are his own and 1 is like a stepchild, but he loves him like his own. And I said to Bella, I said, if it hadn't been for this pandemic, I could have met up with him. I could have met my 3 grandchildren. You know, I could have been invited to his wedding because he got married. But this pandemic's stopping us from meeting up, stopping me from meeting my grandchildren. And so to lay there last night, and I don't know why, but I was thinking about Callum, and I'm thinking, well, in 10 years' time, is Callum going to look back on it when he's married, when he's got kids of his own? I've lost so much time already with him. No. But you know what I mean? This bloody pandemic is stopping me from actually having contact with my son and my 3 grandchildren. You know what I mean? And it's so this is sort of just a typical thing that I lay awake thinking about at night. You know what I mean? If it hadn't been for this pandemic, you know, they'd be calling me grandma or nana or whatever. You know what I mean? You know, we'd have probably had each other over for Christmas and things like that. But this bloody pandemic stuffed everything up. You know what I mean? And this is what's so maddening about it. You know, and it's so frustrating that it's stopping me from doing a lot of things. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not going to be here forever, and I've already missed out on 17 years. You know, I've missed out on so many birthdays, so many Christmases. You know what I mean, etc. I don't want to miss any more. So you know what I mean? It's because of this pandemic, I'm losing yet more precious time that I may or may not have. And this is what's so maddening about it. I just wish it to be over with. And I'll tell you, and I'll read this out to you. This is a message that he sent me. I think it was a few days after Christmas. And I don't mind reading it out to you. So I'm trying to find message. And this is sort of this is what he's actually sent to me via message. He says he too suffers from depression. Have you had a good day? Sorry, I've not messaged much, just Christmas and struggling with my depression. Now, this was Christmas Day when he sent this. I was thinking of bringing the kids down to see you, as I think it would be a good Christmas present for you. And basically, I said to him, I'd love to see the kids and you. I'm just so worried about all these new restrictions. I can't help but worry. I want you all safe and well. And that's basically just a snippet of the conversation that we had. You know what I mean? As much as I'd want to say, what the heck, yeah, we'll meet up, I'm not that selfish. You get what I'm saying? I'm not that selfish as to put myself in danger, to put my family in danger, to put him in danger, to put his kids' lives at danger. You know how many times you've put a smile on my face, lady, and without knowing that, you took the pain away even for just a moment. I'm so grateful to you for that. Oh, thank you, Steve. Don't you start me off again. Sorry. Steve's making me cry now. So yeah, as much as I want to say, you know, what the heck, yeah, we'll meet up. Yeah, I would never forgive myself if I put them in harm's way. I'm laughing at you. Don't set her off again. Oh dear. But yeah, you know, I'd love it more than any. I mean, even in following messages, I says, you know, as much as I'd love to meet you, and as much as I want it more than anything. Oh, hiya, everyday solars. How are you?
Hey, everyday soldiers.
You know, as much as I want it, I'd never live with myself if I put any of them in danger. You know what I mean? And that's not, you know, that's not what I do. You know, I'm not that selfish.
Might be an everyday soldier.
Solace.
Scrapper Rady says.
Oh, but yeah, as much as you know, my dearest wish would be to meet him and meet my grandchildren. I don't want to be that selfish person that says, what the heck, and you know, let's do it. You know what I mean? I'm not that selfish. I want, you know, it's like, as much as you want things, the voice of reason. Wakey says, not that shellfish. What have you got against shellfish? Love a bit of lobster. I agree totally there, Bella. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like I was just thinking to myself, you watch, as soon as I close live stream down, Bella will be texting me, messaging me, Kate will be messaging me, my lady will be messaging me. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about it. Okay, let's break out the ice cream and apple pie. But yeah, it's you know, we all go through these phases where, you know, under the circumstances, we feel it as lowest. You know what I mean? And I must apologise, sort of, you know, breaking down on the live stream. It's not what I like to do. Let's get baking, Jeanette. So yeah, what we're making tomorrow, Tracy? Caramel banana blondies. She says she'll be giving me grief. Oh dear. But yeah, But the thing is, Bella, I'm not on my own, if that makes sense. More bananas. Well, you don't complain because it keeps you moving. But thank you very much for saying that, Steve. Thank you. You know, at end of day, this is my social life, and if I'm having a bad day, then you know, I'm not only one that has bad days and good days, and you know what I mean, so forth. Because I know a lot of us in this group are in the same boat. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. But this is what I'm saying, Angela. You know, I'm not on my own in feeling this way. I'm sure, you know, everybody has them dark places. So I don't know who we're in. No, I don't really want to know. Thank you very much. I mean, I know Tracy and Kate's seen them, but I don't know whether Bella were in. So yeah, this is me a purchase I made on Amazon, and
well, the thing is, Steve, she's not ticklish.
so yeah, these are like little mini pudding basins. Now, I've wanted to make. I count at least 6. There's, I think there's, I don't know whether there's 12 altogether or not. Anyway, so yeah. Now in the next, sponsored by Amazon, yeah. But I've been wanting to make this particular thing for quite a while now, and I need these to actually make what I want to make. Now, I've wanted to make English madeleines for a long time now. I'm not Yorkshire. I will never fill that sample jar from here. Oh, no, wakey. It's not a sample jar. But yeah, I'm going to be making English madeleines. And if people don't know what English madeleines are, they're basically a sponge mixture. You coat them in jam and then you roll them in coconut. So yeah, so I've ordered them because they were a pretty reasonable price and the ideal for the English madeleines. So yeah, so basically, I'll just get this for you. See, I've got a picture, and it's Prue Leith's English madeleines. And if you don't know who Prue Leith is, she was on Big British Bake Off, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but it's a pretty, pretty straightforward. They only bake for between 8 and 10 minutes. You leave them to cool. Just a quick one tonight. I just wanted to pop in to say hi, Jeanette. See you next time. See you later, every day.
Yeah, see you later, every day. We'll see you every day.
Individual Yorkshire pudding. No, they're not. They actually, Darioles is the posh name for them, or pudding tins. But you allow them to cool, and you remove them from the thing.
All right, I'm just getting another whiskey.
So it says you put you jam with a little bit of Yeah, we see these French madeleines and then these English madeleines. Now these what I'm making are English ones. So yeah, the French ones are like shaped like a yeah, a seashell shape. So but these are the English version of it, and they're basically a sponge. You put jam and a bit of boiling water together to obviously. Okie dokie then, Tracy. So yeah, and then you brush them with this jam, and then you like roll them in desiccated coconut and put like a glass of cherry on top. So basically that's your English Madeleine. I'm just trying to explain to you, Wakey, the difference between an English Madeleine and a French Madeleine. Are they Portuguese ones? I've no idea. Yeah. I haven't got. I know there's Portuguese custards.
Well, there's custard cream.
But yeah, it's a relatively simple thing, but I've been wanting to make them for ages and ages now, but I didn't have the. Oh, Wakey's getting a bit racy now with my lady.
3 SD cards.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the story of the free SD card. Right. So Chris ordered one way in at the beginning of December.
Before Christmas.
That joke was wasted there. Anyway, so Chris ordered an SD card way back in the beginning of December. Now, unfortunately, it was supposed to be delivered on the 14th. Were it 14? Oh,
20. Delivery date was the 21st.
Hiya, Carla. How are you?
Hello, Carla.
So yeah, it should have been delivered on the 21st. No, it was 14th. It should have been. 21st. Anyway, it never arrived. So I says to Chris, I says, well, next time I'll order it because I've got Amazon Prime. I'll order it on mine. So none of this padded rubbish. So anyway, I ordered him one, and within a day or two it had come, right? So in the meantime, Chris had ordered another one. It's and it would do for delivery today, right? So Chris had got in touch with Amazon, and they says, sorry about the delay. But I should just add that the original one was to be delivered by Royal Mail. I rest my case, say no more. So this first one that he ordered never arrived. So anyway, I ordered one, and then Chris says, well, I'll order one as well, so then I can use one for my drone and one for my camera. So anyway, Chris got in touch with Amazon, blah, blah, blah. They gave him a refund. Yeah. So they gave him a refund for this one that didn't arrive. Well, guess what? 2 arrived today. The one that he'd ordered right at the beginning of December that he'd got a refund for, and the one that he'd ordered that was supposed to be coming today. So we actually got 2 today, and the one that I ordered him, so he's ended up with 3 SD cards.
Woohoo!
So yeah, he got refunded the original one, and he also got the SD card as well. So he's ended up now with 3 SD cards. So all's good that ends. Ends well.
2 for the price of 3. No, was it
3 for a price of 2.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
So he's actually got his money refunded and also received the SD card that
He's now got
2 mopeds. But you see, it ordered it way back at beginning of December, Miss Chick. And the fact that it was supposed to be delivered by Royal Mail, well, it should have been delivered on anyway weeks and weeks ago, and it never arrived. So he got in touch with Amazon and he says, how big are they? Are them micro SD cards?
Yeah, micro SD cards, 64 gigabytes, class 10.
Whatever that is.
The ones that can deal with 4K, Steve.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Steve? He says the one that I've got to take this glove off because it's cut its circulation off a bit.
Yeah, I've got to take my jumper off because I'm not now.
So anyway, yeah. So hiya, Peter. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Lawler.
Not bad.
Peter.
We see now he's got 3. He can use
1 for mini, 1 for A, 1 for camera.
That's a bit like me when I collected my first Phantom Joan from Argos, got home and the box had 2 in it.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't take it back, Richard.
Can't you send in that number, Dixie Lawler? What number?
You says we've got a few mopeds in the chat.
Oh yeah. I forgot to put that.
So now he's actually got 1 for his camera, 1 for his drone, and he's got a spare one. So but same as I said to Chris, I mean, you know, they've refunded him, he's still got SD card, so it's least they could do for all, you know, all palaver we've had to go through, waiting and waiting and waiting for this SD card, and it never arrived. But it's British Mail, Royal Mail, isn't it?
That was Royal as well.
So yeah. So now he's got 3, and we only paid for 2 because he's got his first one. But same as I said to Chris, I says, in a way, it's a form of compensation because they haven't delivered when they said they were going to deliver.
Promised.
Yeah.
They might know this COVID crap. Yeah, when it's Pride, they always come next day. Or,
Yeah.
Or a couple of days in advance, doesn't it?
Hiya, Jamie.
Hello, Scott.
He's retracted his message, whatever it were.
Oh, it just must have been a bad if it were from Jamie.
So yeah, so but it's you know, same as I said, it's at least, you know, it's a bit of compensate. Are you going to turn that heating off?
Yes, getting a bit warm now.
Yeah. So yeah, so basically, you know, it's only a £15 SD card, but it.
Sell the spare one. I'm going to tell Amazon. You know, it's got number on speed dial.
No, we got it from Argos. Actually.
That I know.
But yeah, it's a case of
I'll see what they're saying.
One can never have too many mopeds or SD cards.
Very true.
That's it. But you see, his camera takes SD cards, his drone takes.
Yeah, but you want the fastest SD card you can possibly get for better picture quality, you know, that like,
yeah,
footage and all that will be.
But this is the thing. What I'm saying, it's not entirely Royal Mail's fault, but. Hello there, the wonderful Jeanette Pickering. Oh yeah, that pixie person too. It's not entirely Royal Mail's fault. It's Amazon, as much as what, you know, by promising to have it here on a certain date, it not arriving on that date. You know what I mean? It's if they can't fulfill that promise, then least they could do would refund him his money. So, you know, it's a case of all's well that ends well, you know what I mean?
Still spelled it wrong.
But hey ho. I like Mondays because you're alive. Thank you very much, Paul.
I don't, Paul, lad.
I mean, the first reason I don't like Mondays is because when I woke up this morning, Chris put telly on and there were Piers Morgan. I can't stand the fella. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why I don't like Mondays. You know,
I ain't getting drunk on whiskey, mate.
Yeah, he's having a few whiskies.
Well, we can't go anywhere, can we, Paul?
No.
Can't drive to Peak District till at least March.
Oh Lord, I agree with you. But the thing is, I don't know how he gets away with it. This is the thing. I mean, we're talking about Prince Harry and Meghan this morning, and what did he call them? Ginge and cringe. How does he get away with it on national TV? But you know, there's a lot of things that he says and he does that are really, you know, close to bone, as I call it. You know what I mean? And you know, you've got him sort of slating Meghan and Harry, and you've got Susanna Reid like sticking up for them. But you see, Chris had put telly on this morning because Callum had got go up because they were doing his course online. I thought, oh God, you know, fancy waking up to that first thing in the morning. You know what I mean? But how does he get away with it? You know what I mean? Why is there never a backlash of things that he says? You know, because it's not first time that he's sort of flown close to the wind, let's just say. You know what I mean? But he thinks he's got the right to say whatever he wants, and it's not on. You know what I mean? Yeah, some of the things that he says, you know, might be right, but airing it on national TV, you know what I mean? Airing what he thinks and whatever on you know, and he's saying, oh, you know, they did a podcast, I think, or something on Spotify or something, and little Archie were, you know, we're talking, and he was like slating them because Spotify's paid them millions of pounds, and you know what happened to
what he was saying was
keeping Archie's art at spotlight, yet they bring him on a podcast. You know what I mean?
But what he was saying is that they were using the
royal name, yeah.
When they've come out of royal family, and to him, that's wrong because they're using the royal.
But it were one of these. He sort of blatantly sat there today and says, "Oh, I think they should be stripped to the royal titles." They can't strip anybody of the royalty. They were born into royalty. End of day. How can they strip him of his royal title when he were born into royalty? This is the thing. You know what I mean? I don't particularly, you know, like Harry and Meghan, but what they do or whatever is no concern of mine. You know what I mean? I'm all about my own family, my own friends, etc., etc. You know what I mean? But how can you strip somebody of the royal title when they were born into royalty? At the end of the day, that's his heritage. They were born into royalty. So why can they possibly strip him of his title when he were born into it? Oh, did it look lovely and all, Gordo, that cheesecake. This is, I swear my dog ain't normal. He's been sat here begging for some cheesecake.
Baby, you won't miss this though.
Oh, so it's one rule for him, and he says, my lady says, and Pierce flew to the Caribbean for Christmas and kept it quiet, found out today. But this is the thing, you know what I mean? We're under this national lockdown again. Yeah, it's all right, you know, it's the old adage, you know, do as I say, not do as I do. You know what I mean?
Deep Dixie. Oh, all right then, fair enough.
But yeah, you know what I mean? But the thing is, I don't think they like it because he stood up for himself. You know what I mean? It's like me. You know what I mean? I stand up for myself. I stand up for what's right. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It's
many times.
You see. The thing is, the difference between him and William is, they say jump and William says why. Now that's not in Harry's nature. You know what I mean? He's not one to you know, to bow down to other people. You know, he's got a mind of his own, and he does what's right for his wife and his family. You know what I mean? It's like, let's say, for instance, it were me, Chris, and Callum. You know what I mean? And they were saying, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. You know what I mean? I don't play to anybody's tune. I play to my own tune, not anybody else's. He says he's already had one slice that fell on the floor as I was cutting it. So I put it in his bowl. It came in with all the filling over his nose. Oh dear.
Took a picture, Gordo.
But yeah, you know what I mean? It's for once somebody stood up. You know, Queen, Prince Philip. You know what I mean? Harry's one of these that is going to stand his ground and do what's right for him and his wife and his child. You know what I mean? But William, on the other hand, it's, you know, they say jump and he asks why. You know what I mean? But I don't think they like it because, you know, it's took a stand against them. You know what I mean? And that's not in. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why they at him all while is because he's so much like Diana. She, you know, she weren't standing for none of it, and so is Harry. So and I think basically they don't like the fact that he stood up for himself. I'm not talking about football, Gordo.
No, I asked him.
Oh, but yeah, you know, I think more so Harry is more like Diana than what William is. But that makes no odds, Wakey. At the end of the day, Harry and William are brothers. And because Harry's took the stance that he has, it's caused a rift between him and William. And it's like Harry's turned around and says, well, so be it. You know, I'm going to do my own thing. Whereas William can't say no, if that makes sense. So, Oh, pardon me. But yeah, I mean, I think Prince Charles thinks he's going to be next king, but I think he's a bit too old in tooth. Hi, Edward. How are you?
Hello, Edward.
But you know, it's a fact that even though Charles and Camilla were carrying on all this time while they were married to Diana, in Queen's eyes, Charles can't do any wrong. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Charles can't do any wrong. And the fact that that's one of the reasons why him and Diana got divorced is who'd put up with it? I know I wouldn't. Do you think we should do away with the monarchy? So, you know what I mean? But half of things that Charles has done.
Yeah, but what do they actually do apart from them?
You know, if he weren't heir to throne, I don't think he'd have got away with half of stuff that he did do. So yeah, you know what I mean? I can't see Prince Charles ever being king. If anybody, it is going to be William. But he's got to sort of toe the line, so to speak, because he knows that sooner or later he's going to be king. Tucker. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the reasons why Williams has toed the line as regards yeah, I agree with you there as well, Wakey. Charles's affair with Horseface is probably why the Queen hasn't abdicated in favour of him. I reckon that's true. I reckon that's true. Because while she don't condone what he's done, he's next in line to the throne, and she can't sort of say, well, you know, because you've done this or you've done that, or you know what I mean? She's got to be seen to be stood behind or standing up for the next heir to the throne. So sort of as far as sweeping things under carpet, that's been well and truly swept under carpet. You know, and at the end of the day, yeah. But, you know, to me, there's been a lot of things that's been swept under carpet. You know what I mean? Same as Chris says, a hell of a lot's been swept under carpet. You know, and it's... you have to get up earlier a bit then, Richard. But yeah. She says, I don't like Charles. He's too old to take the crown now. He'll look like Albert Steptoe in a Christmas hat. But you see, the thing is, they expected Diana to keep quiet about it, Kate.
Well, somebody's knocking off your husband. Are you going to keep quiet about it? Doesn't matter if you're rich or famous, does it? You know what I mean?
But that's what they expected of her. That's what I'm saying. That's what they expected of Diana, because she was married to Charles. She got to put up with it.
I can't hold it in anymore. Steve, stop knocking off my wife. Only joking.
But what I'm saying is, they thought that she was just going to go away quietly. I mean, it's like Fergie. You don't hear out a Fergie nowadays. You know what I mean? And I think, I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy theories about the death of Diana, but I buy into this thing, you know, because she didn't go away quietly and she were having all these like relationships openly. I think that's why, and I still think to this day, I still think that either MI5 or somebody had something to do with the death. And I will never change that, you know, I will never change that stance because she divorced, she divorced Charles, and the fact that she won't go away quietly like Fergie did, I think that's why something happened to her. Yeah, I agree with you, Bella. He says his uncle gave the crown up for the woman he loved. Charles wanted both. I agree with you there. And when she won't go quietly, Bella, you know. Yeah. And that's another thing that's been kept hush hush as well, Kate.
What?
Epstein.
What's Epstein?
He's an American guy, but Andrew were very pally with him, and he's been done for sexual
stuff.
Yeah,
I know what you mean now. Yeah.
But you see, this is what I'm trying to say, Edward. I'm not sort of coming out and saying that it probably MI5. I mean, obviously she didn't do the deed herself, but she's got somebody to do it because she won't go away quietly, you see. And the royal family wanted her to go away quietly and, you know, sulk in a corner and, you know what I mean? And because she didn't go quietly, I think that's why they made this accident happen. And I'll never differ from that. Yeah, and I agree with what Bella's just said as well. That's all Charles wanted Diana for, because he knew Camilla was too old to have his heirs to the throne. So he married a young woman that could give him sons, or you know what I mean? You know, she was just a baby making machine to him, and once she'd get him what he wanted, that was it. He didn't want to know more. You know, I agree 100%. She was just there as a matter of convenience for the royal family. So, so basically, yeah, I think this were all pre-planned, even though probably the Queen knew about his affair with Camilla. You've got to marry somebody, you've got to give us heirs to the throne, and Diana were just at this, how can I put it, at the right time, at the right place. You know, that's all they wanted her for, to give him heirs to the throne. But yeah, because the thing is, Chris, he'd been in love with Camilla for years and years and years, but he knew at the end of the day, she couldn't give him children or heirs to the throne. Now, Diana, on the other hand, had got youth on her side. She was fertile and she could give him heirs to the throne. Can you imagine the offspring of Camilla and Charles? It would look like Frankenstein's monster. But yeah, that, I think that was the plan all along. Get in with somebody that's young, you know, make out, you know, you're in love even though you're not. You know what I mean? And then once once she skids your children, you can bin her off. You know what I mean? So See you later, Richard. So yeah, you know, that's sort of my assumption is, you know, she was just same as Bella says, a breeding machine for him, so she could give him heirs to the throne. Yeah, exactly. But you see, the thing is, the thing I feel sorry for is them lads knowing that. I mean, surely they should have some, you know, this is not adding up, you know. Okay, then. See you later, Bella. Night. Stay safe and have a good night. But yeah, I've always said that once she'd you know, should outweigh the uses, you know what I mean? That's it. You know, you can go quietly, you can fade into background, but she didn't. You know what I mean? She didn't. And that's why I think basically she got bumped off, because, you know, she was a lot like Harry. She didn't go down without a fight. You know what I mean? Exactly, Miss Chicks. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they was only young when Diana died. I don't care how old you are, at the end of the day, that's still your mum. You know what I mean? You know, and to think that your grandma or you know, somebody relating to your grandma has had your mum bumped off, I you know. Gordo says Harry isn't Charlie's boy's offspring. Well, there's a lot of rumours about that, but hey ho. But you know what I mean? Same as, you know, we all need his mum when we're growing up. You know what I mean? And the fact that she weren't there to see either of them get married, to see her grandchildren, etc. You know what I mean? It's really sad that, you know, she's not here to, you know, see her grandchildren born and see them both get married, and you know what I mean? It's but hey ho, you know what I mean? It's a lot of but I mean, this is the thing. If Charles had got any what's it, he'd have had a DNA test, don't you think?
Yeah, but that's not brain between them, have they?
You know what I mean? If let's say, for instance, I mean, you've only got to look at Callum to know that it's Chris's, because they're like two pieces.
I'm still taking a DNA test.
Pardon me. You've only got to look at Callum to see that is by that standard you can see Big Bird in him. But what I'm saying is, like, you could tell Callum's Chris's, because they're like two peas in a pod. They're like twins. You know what I mean? Now, if Chris had got any inkling that, you know, I'd been unfaithful or it was somebody else's, then first thing. Yeah, Paul says, so true. Chris and Callum are so alike. but yeah, I mean, you know, you've only got to look at side by side on all pictures, and they look like twins, like two peas in a pod. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm the good-looking one.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? And if Chris had got on any, what's it, you know, that Callum weren't, it is that you'd have a DNA test, wouldn't you? Can you imagine royal family on Jeremy Kyle? Would make for a crazy show.
Camilla and Diane scrapping on stage. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, but yeah, you know what I mean? If anybody's under the misconception that I don't think this child's mine, first thing you'd do is get a DNA test, wouldn't you?
Yep. Bring back Gaza.
Callum doesn't want you to take a DNA test, Pixie. He doesn't want his hopes dashed.
Cheers, mate.
but this is the thing. I mean, when Callum were younger, Chris used to call him Mini-Me.
Yeah.
And now he calls him after me because he's like 6 foot odd and Chris is only 5 foot odd. You know what I mean? So instead of calling him Mini-Me now, he calls him after me. But there's still, you know, there's such a lot of things that they've got in common. Like he's a taller version of Chris, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But a lot of, like, when you look at him, there's a lot of me in him, but there's more of Chris in him than there is me. But they're on about petitioning to get him back. So somebody committed suicide after appearing on show, I think, Kate, and so they stopped it. But same as I said to Chris at the end of the day, you know, they know all this before they go on Jeremy Kyle. You know, they know what they in for when they go on Jeremy Kyle's show. But then to blame Jeremy Kyle for this guy committing suicide, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And basically they were blaming Jeremy Kyle for this guy committing suicide and all this palaver. And at the end of the day, Jeremy Kyle didn't stand over him why he committed suicide, did he? You know what I mean? It's you know what I mean? That's up to the individual. You know what I mean? But when you go on these sort of shows, you know what? You know what I mean? You know what you sign up for when you sign up to these shows. So, you know, as for blaming Jeremy Kyle for this guy's committing suicide, you know, it's just somebody to blame again. You know what I mean? Because this guy took his own life. You know, at the end of the day, he didn't stand over him while he you know, he committed suicide. He weren't forced into it by anybody. You know what I mean? That were on his own back. You know what I mean? So, you know, how can I put it? It's the same thing as sometimes truth hurts, which unfortunately we all find out at some point. You know, there's nothing more truer than, you know, sometimes truth hurts. You know what I mean? Paul says Piers out Jezerine. Yeah. But the thing is, like, it only works from Monday to Thursday, Paul, Piers Morgan. And then when Ben Shepherd comes on, or whoever's taking his place, it's like a breath of fresh air. You know, oh, I don't know. It's just, I'd give him a quick backhander if I were his wife. I wouldn't be able to stand living with a guy. You know what I mean? If that were me, I'd ooh. Yeah, like a dose at clap. Oh dear, sorry, did I say that out loud? But the thing is, it's the nature of the program, Tracy, and everybody knows the nature of the program. You know what I mean? And you're not telling me that some of them aren't coached beforehand what to say and what not to say. You know, I've always said this, you know, at the end of the day, it's an entertainment. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they do the research beforehand, right? And I reckon, I mean, you know, I don't know if it's 100%, but I just do it. You know, I'm a this. You're not telling me that off on it ain't scripted and they're told what to say or how to act or okie dokie then, Kate, take care and please stay safe. Take care of your little ones and your loved ones. And I'll speak to you soon. But yeah, they know what's coming when they go on these. It's Kate that's going, not Tracy. You're putting out Tracy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's Kate that's going.
Right, Kate.
But yeah, you know what I mean? They know what's going to happen before it airs, let's just say, or before cameras start rolling. I've known since year dot that WWE ain't real. But there again, they were looking for somebody to blame. You know, when this guy took his life, you know what I mean? You know, because he appeared on Jeremy Kyle's show, he was the one to blame. You know, job done. You know, it was the chopping block, basically. Kate says it's me that's going. But yeah, it's like so many things, you know. You've got to blame somebody, haven't you? You know what I mean? But you know, it's hard to, you know. Everybody knows the nature of the program. I mean, I said to Chris, I'd never ever, you know, you two, Kate, even if I were desperate for money, I'd never go on a show like that because, you know what I mean? They get you at one another, you know, blah, blah, blah. My private business is my private business and nobody else's business. Yeah, okie dokie then, Kate. We'll do that. But it's same. I mean, Trisha Goddard were another one that, you know, she faded into oblivion, but they're on about bringing her back now. You know what I mean? She were another like Jeremy Kyle-ish show. You know what I mean? So it's like everything else, you know. It brings viewers in, and basically that's all the TV companies are bothered about: bringing the viewers in, bringing, you know, people watching it, blah blah blah. You know, sod everything else. You know what I mean? And I'd never ever, no matter how desperate I were for money, I'd never ever go on, you know, on one of these. Okie dokie then, Kate. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Is she going?
Yeah, again.
Night, Kate. This time.
I
got it wrong last time.
That's another one, Tracy, Jerry Springer. You know what I mean? All these fights and whatever, they're all scripted beforehand.
Well, you saw that documentary we seen, didn't you?
Yeah.
Where they were all they had two women competing against each other to get this job, weren't they? And they were all like geared them all up, like saying, "Come on, get in there, stuck in. You've got to really go into women."
Yeah.
Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
They get egged on to
Yeah.
get into these arguments and into these fights, basically.
Yeah, they sign a wager or the sign a thing
Yeah.
saying you can't fight or swear or anything like that. But that's a lot of crap. It just goes out the window.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 11:05. It's
it?
yeah.
Bloody hell.
So I'm going to go now, guys. Now I've given you that little crumb of a thought. And it's Tuesday tomorrow. We're having a nice, relaxed baking live stream. So I hope you'll pop in and, come and watch us baking. And I'll see you all tomorrow night. Bye for now.
Bye all.
Kate's been going more times than a little. Sorry, Kate.